See, I'm a beast when you hear that sound like yeah, beat on the beat when you hear that sound like woo. Yeah, bitch and the champ only need one round like yeah, me, I'm a G-Ring here and it sound like
Mike Owens here. Today I'm joined by Akonne Wanliss, who returns to action 4th of November, OKTAGON 48 in Manchester, England, facing Jakub Bahnik. Akonne, great to sit down and chat. How are things for you today?
Yeah, let's go, man. Listen, the force is strong. The force is ready. I'm just super excited. I'm more than excited to go knock out Jakub Bahnik and go eat my Jaffa cakes. And I will be dashing some out in the crowd so you guys can enjoy too.
I saw that a friend of mine, James Sweetening, brought you some Jaffa cakes when he did his interview with you in person. So it's nice to see that you've got a full stock. Check the record. This is your first fight in the UK since 2019. Memory serves all the way back to Bellator London. How excited are you to fight back at home for the first time in 4 years?
Dude, I'm super excited. I was saying that to my missus. I was like, and everyone else. I was like, yo, this is the first time I'm back in the UK in years. And like, this is not many opportunities that normally happens. You know, I mean, it's kind of great that I've been, you know, internationally fighting, you know, overseas and all that sort of stuff. But it's always great to come home, back on home soil. You know, everything's just more comfortable. You know, you have your home, even though it's Manchester, I live in Birmingham, so it's a little still is traveling away, but it's not like I have to catch a plane, which doesn't really bother me too much. But it's just nice to be able to have my friends and family easily accessible to just come. You know what I mean? So I will have a big fan base of young Padawans or holding lightsabers ready to unleash the force come November the 4th. So let's go.
I think if memory serves, this is the first UK show OKTAGON have put on. So I imagine when you signed with the promotion, there was no guarantee that you'd fight on UK shows. So how excited were you? Can you walk me through the process when you were told that OKTAGON were coming to Manchester and that presumably you'd be on the card?
Man, I'm one of them guys where, you know, I hear something until I see it in the flesh and the blood, then, you know, then I'll get excited about it. Like, again, my missus asks me all the time, she would talk about a future event and she'll be like, oh, you're excited for it? I'm like, no, I'm not here yet. But, and then when I finally got, you know, the contract through and they started promoting for Manchester, I was buzzing. I was like, yeah, man. I kind of reminded myself too, it's been such a while since I've fought on UK soil and stuff. And I'm like, man, like, it's going to be epic for UK fans to see such a big European promotion come over. And they're doing things amazingly. You know, I'm having so much fun on the show. They're promoting really well. Like, going to their shows is epic. They have these little halftime performances, and it's a whole, like, the bosses are involved. Like, it's crazy that they are the presenter, and you got the other boss doing, I don't know what else jobs he's doing, but it's just, it's crazy how involved they are in the whole running of things, you know. So it shows their passion and it runs throughout the whole fans. So I'm definitely happy and excited, and I'm not just licking ass to get me on, but I've had a really good experience in OKTAGON so far.
Well, I want to talk about your last win because I actually watched it back this morning. I think I probably watched that walkout about 50 to 60 times because it's one of the best in the sport. Can you kind of walk me through your entire experience on your OKTAGON debut? What was that like for you, and obviously getting the win in just over 2 minutes as well? What was that? Just give me an overall rounding up of that first experience.
Yeah, so I mean, first off, it was like I said I'm gonna perform from start, middle, and end, you know, and I was thinking, okay, what I'm gonna do, you know, I always come out dressed as a Jedi or dressed as a Sith or dressed as Darth Vader, something like that, and I thought, you know what, let's go Darth Maul. So I came out Darth Maul. I had a few different masks, but it didn't work. I was like, nah, the masks don't work. So I just had the hood with the dual lightsaber, and I remember walking out focused as usual, and I'm swinging my lightsaber, and then half my lightsaber goes flying into the crowd. I'm like, damn, I must either be really strong or I bought a really rubbish lightsaber, one of the two. But I remember just continuing with the performances. I've been in that on stage many times, you know, as I've been stripping and stuff. They're high pressure situations, so nothing really throws me off at all. Someone could lob a Jaffa cake in my head mid fight, and it wouldn't faze me, you know. I'd probably turn around, eat it quick, and then continue the fight. But I remember the crowd started clapping for me, and I thought, nice, this is great. This is great appreciation, and this hyped me even more. And going into that fight, I was just seeing everything. I could see that he was coming out strong. He wanted to get me down to the ground. I slipped, so I gave him a golden nugget, but he couldn't even keep me down. And once I stood back up to the feet, I was like, yeah, this is over. And so said, so done. I found the counter to him throwing wild left hooks, 1-2 down the middle, bang! And yeah, beautiful KO. And that was the cue for my missus to throw in the Jaffa cakes, and the rest is history. Passing them around, and I can't wait to repeat it again November the 4th.
I love it. Well, let's talk about your upcoming fight. As I mentioned at the start, you'll be facing Jakub Bahnik in just over 2 weeks, just under 2 weeks' time, excuse me. Give me your scouting report on your next opponent. What does he do well, and where do you think are potential areas for you to exploit?
He's a boxer. That's literally how I call him, and not the best boxer in the world, because I even feel like if it was a straight boxing match, I'll beat him. If it's a kickboxing match, I'll beat him. But it's MMA. Do you know what I mean? And so we've got everywhere to move. We've got the clinch, we've got the ground, and I feel like I beat him. I know I beat him. My skills are higher than him in all them aspects. So wherever the fight goes, I'll be looking to finish him as a 100% finisher, as I am. I will be looking to finish him from the first minute, from the first second. I'll be coming out there and putting it on Bahnik, because my gas tank can go that way too. You know what I mean? So that's another weapon. The force is strong, and that's kind of how I base him down. I think he's just a boxer, not an MMA fighter.
So this is about, with that being said, do you lean into the boxing? Do you go boxer versus boxer, or do you try and keep this away from the boxing, keep it with the kicks, keep it long, or maybe take it to the ground? What's your leaning? Do you lean into the boxing and kind of go try and beat him at his perceived own strength, or do you take it into other areas?
Yeah, well, when it comes to fighting, you can't predict what a fighter's going to do. I remember I fought for my LFL title, and I fought a Taekwondo world champion. I'm thinking, this guy's going to throw some mad kicks. He probably threw like 3 kicks in the whole fight. We went 3 rounds, and I finished him with a submission because he was constantly wrestling. So I don't know how Bahnik's going to come out. He might be like, all right, let's try and test this guy's ground. Big mistake. He might go, let's stay on the feet and let's box. Big mistake. So it's up to him to choose his own death. You know what I mean? So lightsaber will go through Bahnik's chin, and he will be finished.
I love it. Number 13 ranking in the Octagon lightweight division, you'll be facing number 8 next Saturday night. Obviously, as we mentioned there, you fought on Bellator shows before. You fought for the LFL world title. Where does this fight rank in terms of the biggest of your career?
This is definitely the biggest in my career. You know, going into the top 10 of the rankings of a big organization like Octagon is epic. You know, even if you look on my topology, I'm the highest I've ever been so far. You know what I mean? Like top 10 in the UK and top 25 in Europe, and after this fight, be up there in single digits too. You know, and then breaking into the world rankings. You know, so this is definitely, in terms of numbers, my biggest fight to date, and the biggest opportunity for me to date. And it's exactly how it's meant to be, you know. And I'm super excited for that, to go out there and clinch that victory, and clinch this opportunity, and make the most out of it, you know. So I'm definitely put all the work in. All the stones have been unturned, and the force will be ready to be unleashed November the 4th. I feel like that's my tagline now.
I have to ask, because you've got your T-shirt on and you've mentioned it enough times. Anybody who's followed your career knows your love for the Star Wars brand. I'd like to know where that began. Like, do you have an initial memory of your kind of consumption of the Star Wars brand, if you like?
And the first, I actually couldn't remember this earlier. I was trying to remember my favorite movie, but the first movie that I saw was Episode 3, Phantom of the Menace. I'm sure that's what it's called. When they had the pod racers. And I think I'm a big motorsport fan. And again, like with Darth Maul, I loved his character, but he was really sick. And with the Qui-Gon Jinn, I thought that was really cool. And then young Anakin with the pod racers. I think being a young kid and seeing that, I was just hooked. So that's what initially got me into Star Wars. And then just watching all the films, I've just always had this excitement about action, and also mystery and fantasy. And I feel like Star Wars universe is just so incredible, and just engulfs that in its whole ethos. From just everything about Star Wars is magical, you know. And like, even you go to the bar and there's so many different types of creatures and different drinks, and stuff like that. And then you got force wielders and non-force wielders and Mandalorians, and it's just great. It's sick. And I think just from there, it's just grown and grown and grown, and obviously becoming to be my fight name, the Jedi. I had to pick a name, self-proclaimed Jedi, and I love the concept of light and dark and being, you know, one with the Force. Typically, like yin and yang, finding balance, you know, being the master of the Force, and that's how you become, you know, the best in your whole life. You know what I mean? The best in whatever you choose. The purest form of manifestation is being that one with balance. You know, so I just apply all that to my fighting, and that's the geeky side of it.
I was going to ask about that though, and you've kind of already answered it, but I'll ask you the question nonetheless. Is there a link that you can trace between your love for Star Wars and your love for fighting and your love for combat? I mean, naturally, combat is probably the key link when you look at the two, but there's also kind of samurai, Bushido elements that come into it as well. Is there a key link that you can trace between your career and your love for Star Wars, if you like?
Definitely, you know, obviously Jedis and Siths and any other Star Wars character, that they have that element of samurai, like you said, or, you know, combative athletes or combative warriors that go into and fight for defend what they believe in, you know. And you could also argue saying, you know, the dark side, Anakin was just lost and, you know, was unbalanced and that sort of stuff. But the link for me, which is kind of like I said before, about using the light side and the dark side, you know, mastering oneself. And that's how I look at the journey of martial arts. It's a constant journey. There's no end goal. It's just a journey of mastery. You're constantly mastering all these different skills, and it's not just skills. You're mastering mental battles and your mentality. You have to grow that too, and there's lots of discipline that you have to be able to go through that to build fortitude, and it teaches you so many lessons, martial arts, and I wouldn't be the person I am without martial arts. And, you know, adding a little spin with Star Wars and calling myself the Jedi and walking around with lightsabers, it definitely makes it even more fun and more worthwhile, you know. So I think that's where the link is.
Yeah, no, 100%. Talking about a man who's been on a journey, there's a certain man who wears the UFC welterweight strap who resides out of your gym in Leon Rocky Edwards. I know that you and Leon have been long-time training partners, and I know that having spoken to the likes of Aidan Lee and Matty Byfield, they've told me about how Leon winning the title has obviously, you know, done a lot for the gym down in Renegade. But for you personally, what has the experience been like for you, one of your training partners and presumably good friends, to see him lift that world title?
Man, yeah, that was such a roller coaster event, you know, and just epic to see, man. It's literally like Leon's like family to me. It's to see him really I don't want to use the word manifest, but for him to get to that goal, and something that he's been striving for ever since I've met him, ever since he was a BAMMA champion and just getting into the UFC. And, you know, wanting to be the UFC champion, and all the days, every single day, put in and grinded to get there, and, you know, not getting the recognition, and then getting some recognition, and then getting a dust shot on his face, and then coming through 8-9 fight win streak, and then still not getting the title, and then finally to get it, and then get it in a way that he did, and then come back and stop, and then beat Usman again. It's been absolutely incredible for everybody. And in terms of training, it's just showed us that we have that right source in Renegade. You know what I mean? It's you know that it's possible.
Yeah.
If you didn't believe in yourself before, you know that you follow the blueprint, and you can be a champion too. You know, and there's many champions in our gym, many people that have climbed the top of big organizations, and it's just a process. You know, you got to trust the process. Keep showing up every day, you know, keep your mentality strong, and one day that can be you, you know. So it's definitely a big motivator, and also a massive proud moment for Birmingham and that gym.
Yeah, I love it. We'll turn the conversation back to yourself. I was scrolling through Instagram before we jumped on, and one of the recent posts that you've put on, the caption that you put was, "It's soon time to unleash the Force." Now, we've obviously talked a little bit about your love for Star Wars, so I won't go into that, but past the win next Saturday night, what is it you're looking to achieve with the fight? Is it a specific type of performance you want to put on? Is it something that you want to do tends to entertain the crowd? What is it that you want to get out next Saturday night at the AO Arena.
What, after the fight?
No,
Is
what
it-
is it? What is it that you're looking to get from the fight past them? So obviously the winners are prime importance, but other than that, what else are you looking to accomplish?
Oh, well, to break into the top 10. So obviously with this win, a break into the top 10 and also solidify my name more as a staple in UK martial arts and also within the Octagon rankings as well. And I've got 2 names already on my list that I'm looking to be very active and get back out there and fight as early as December. We'll talk about that after Bahnik. And I guess that's just where the focus is really. The focus on fights. And really, I'll definitely probably make some more YouTube videos and more cinematic style stuff. So definitely stay tuned and look out for that. So that'll be fun and entertaining. But definitely my focus is climbing the lightweight rankings and becoming champion. That's my goal. So one by one, I'm looking to take everybody out and be the undisputed champion.
Who's the 2 names on your list?
So the 2 names, Jan. So I already called out Jan Shiraki, and it's funny because there's a video on YouTube. So I'll probably send it to you. Actually, it's a video on YouTube where I had 3 lists, 3 names. Jakub Bahnik accepted finally. Jan Shiraki said no, ran away, and said he'll fight in December. I was like, no worries, I'll come in December. And Hanifa, well, he's all talk, no action. But it's funny, them 2 are fighting now. So I'm definitely going to be there. Shiraki and Nafuka, they're both fighting. They'll definitely have felt the force, and maybe they're scrapping about who survives. So I'll be there, and they're next on my list. One of them 2.
I love it. Well, for one final question, let's turn the conversation back to the fight at hand. What I would like you to do is, you can be as brief or as detailed with this question, but I would like you to give me a walkthrough of the perfect day on the 4th of November. So what happens when you wake up in the morning to when you go to sleep at night in a perfect world?
Okay, so I wake up feeling great, feeling good, smiling. I pack my bag. Maybe I pack it the night before, but not me. I definitely pack my bag on the same day. I have a little stretch. I swing my lightsaber. Boom, I check my outfits there. Check I got my box, my gum shield. Head on down to the arena. Feeling the vibes, feeling all good. Get into the change room, get my hands wrapped. Feeling focused, feeling the force. They call my name. Man's one before the call main. That's so sick. And I come out to a crowd. Crowd screaming, thinking, "Yo, what's the Jedi gonna do?" Not gonna tell you what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna perform. Then I walk into the cage. And it's about business. Go in there, stop Bahnik within 1. Standing performance. Bahnik is just crushed, no questions about it. I raise my hand in the air, catch my Jaffa cakes, rip them open, eat one, and then that's one to eat somebody that I can see. They're all getting Jaffa cakes, and then we have a lovely interview. I go down to the press conference, announce what I want next, and win the bonus. You gotta win the bonus. Gotta win that bonus. I'll win the performance of the night bonus, and then have a little celebration at night. Eat some chicken, eat some more Jaffa cakes, eat some cake that are frozen in the freezer, and then go home and bang my missus.
Oh. Didn't expect that.
You don't expect that, yeah? Hey, you gotta finish up the day good, innit?
We'll leave it there. Akonne, it was great to sit down and chat and meet with you today. I wish you the best of luck for the rest of preparation for this fight. Look forward to seeing you in action next Saturday in Manchester, and look forward to hopefully meeting up with you in person. So we'll talk then.
Yeah, man. Definitely see you there, man. May the force be with you.